Lesson 154. I am among the ministers of God.
Hi there. Have you ever sensed that you have a unique role to play in this world? It's about time to uncover it, isn't it? Let's dive in. Today, let's avoid the extremes of arrogance and false humility. We've outgrown such limitations. The task of judging ourselves is not ours to bear, nor is it necessary. These acts would merely be attempts to dodge the decision we need to make, stalling our commitment to our purpose. Judging ourselves or trying to figure out our worth is not our job. We are not even able to discern the best role for us in a grand plan we cannot fully perceive. Our part is cast in heaven, not in hell. What we perceive as weakness could be our strength, and what we regard as strength may often be arrogance. Our role has been chosen by the voice for God. He understands our strengths and knows where they can be best applied, how, for whom, and when. He doesn't operate without our own consent. But he is not misled about who we are and only listens to God's voice within us. Through his capacity to hear one voice, we begin to comprehend that there is only one voice within us. This one voice tells us of our function, providing us the strength to understand it, do what it requires, and succeed in doing so. In this, God has joined his Son, and thus, we become his messengers of unity with him. This joining of Father and Son is what distinguishes salvation from the world. The voice for God speaks of laws that the world does not obey and offers salvation from all sin. Our mind, created sinless, now reawakens to its Creator and to the lasting union within itself. This self is the sole reality wherein our will and the will of God are the same. A messenger is not the one who writes the message he delivers. He doesn't question who wrote it or why he has chosen those who will receive the message. His role is merely to accept the message, deliver it to those it's intended for, and fulfill his purpose in delivering it. If he tries to determine what the message should be, or what its purpose is, or where it should go, he fails to perform his proper part as bringer of the word. There's one major difference between heaven's messengers and those chosen by the world. The messages they deliver are meant for them first. Only when they have accepted these messages for themselves can they share them with those that they were meant to receive them. While they didn't write the messages they bear, they become their first receivers in the truest sense, receiving so they may prepare themselves to give. A messenger of the world fulfills his role by delivering all his messages. But the messengers of God fulfill their role by accepting God's messages for themselves, showing they understand the messages by passing them on. They opt for no roles other than those ordained by God's authority. As a result, they gain with every message they give away. So, are you ready to receive the messages of God? By doing so, we become his messengers. We've been chosen for this. We are his messengers. Yet, we delay in giving the messages we've received. Hence, we don't realize these messages are ours and fail to recognize them. No one can receive and comprehend that he has received until he gives. Only through giving can we accept what we've received. We are messengers of God, so let's receive God's messages. For that is part of our role. God has provided all we need and we've accepted it. But there's one more step. Our inner self, the recipient of God's messages for us, wants us to receive them too, so we can identify with him. Today, we'll acknowledge this unity. We won't try to keep our minds apart from him who speaks for us, as it's our own voice we hear when we listen to him. God alone can speak to us and for us, joining the receiving and giving of his word, the giving and receiving of his will. We practice giving him what he desires from us, so we can recognize his gifts. He requires our voice, so he can speak through us. He needs our hands to hold his messages, and deliver them to those he appoints. He needs our feet to guide us where he wants us to go, so we can bring relief to those who are suffering. And he needs our will to unite with his own, so we can become the true receivers of the gifts he gives. Let's learn this one lesson today. We will not recognize what we receive until we give it. We've heard this many times, said in 100 different ways, yet we still struggle to believe it. But this is sure, until we believe it, We'll receive 1,000 miracles, and then even more, yet we won't acknowledge that God has bestowed upon us everything we require, and has not withheld even the slightest blessing from His Son. What does this mean for us? We won't understand until we identify with Him. Our lesson for today is simple.
I am among the ministers of God, and I am grateful that I have the means by which to recognize that I am free.
The world fades away as we light up our minds and realize these holy words are true. They are the message delivered to us today from our Creator. Now, we demonstrate how they have transformed our perception of ourselves and our function. As we prove that we only accept the will that aligns with ours, we begin to notice and accept the multitude of gifts our Creator has sent. Isn't it wonderful? How will this divine sense of purpose change your life? You're doing wonderfully. See you tomorrow for another insightful lesson.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.